Hello everyone, this is Sudipto from Technical Potpourri and welcome to my new video on Salesforce Summer 23 release. I have a dedicated YouTube playlist where I keep on updating new contents about this Salesforce Summer 23 release. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll highly recommend go and check that out. I'll put the link in the description of this video. Today I'm going to cover all the new Apex features that are coming up along with Summer 23 release. So without any further delay, let's jump in. So the first feature that I'll be talking today is how you can access your custom level in your Apex class dynamically. This is a feature that is coming up along with Summer 23 release, so let's explore that in the org. As you can see from the official documentation, this changes applies to Lightning Experience and Salesforce Classic in all the editions. Basically, what you'll get two functions from the level class, system.label.get and label.translationExist. These are the two functions through which you can access your custom label dynamically. So for that, let's go to our Salesforce Summer 23 release org. So here I am in a Summer 23 release org, and let me go to the setup and show you a custom label which I have created. So here is a custom label and Salesforce Release. The value of the custom label is Summer 23 and there is a translation available in language German, which is Summer 23. So now how we can access this custom label in our Apex class. So for that, let me open my Visual Studio Code. As you can see here in the code, I have created two functions. One is fetch and one is fetch in German. So what this first function is doing, it's basically using that new function, which is system.label.get. The first parameter of the function, we don't need to pass anything. We can just make it blank because the first parameter is basically namespace. So if the namespace is null, it defaults to the package namespace. And if it's actually an empty string, it applies to the org namespace. So that's why I put the empty string here so that it can follow the org namespace. The second parameter is basically a required parameter, which is basically the name of the custom label, which is Salesforce Release. And the third parameter is again an optional parameter, which is a language, which I did not put in my code. So basically system.label.get, first parameter empty string, and the second parameter is the name of the custom label. And when I'm using that, here I am getting the value which I'm printing as part of system.debug. So let's execute this function. I'm going to execute this function in anonymous class. So I'm going to write that new this dot and the name of the function is fetch. Not here. And with that, now when I'll open my log, I can see that it's actually printing the value Summer 23. That's the value I'm receiving from my custom label. As part of the second function, which is basically, which checks whether there is a translation available for the custom label in a particular language. And here I'm using the system.label translation exit, which is a second method which you'll be getting as part of Summer 23 release. Again, the first is same, first parameter is the same, which is namespace. I'm making it empty string so that it can follow the org namespace. Second parameter is exactly the same, which is basically the label of the custom label. And the third parameter is in which language you want to check whether the translation exists. For example, here I put PE because I want to check whether the translation exists in German language. If it exists, then this will return true. And if it returns true, then I'm using the previous function get, but this time, previously I put that language as optional. I didn't put anything, but this time if the translation exists in German language, I want to pass the third parameter, which is DE, which is like a language code for German language. And then it's going to print the value of the custom label in German. So let's execute that in our anonymous window. Let me clear that, clear the output, and with that, if I open my code, you can see it says Salesforce Release in German is Summer 23. So these are the two functions through which you can use your custom label or you can access your custom label in your Apex class dynamically. With that, we'll move to the next feature. So the next feature is, how you can configure your stack depth of a chain queuable job. And currently this feature in a beta state, but let's see the official documentation. So as you can see in the official documentation, this feature is in a beta service and customer may opt to try this beta service in their org. This change applies to Lightning Experience and Salesforce Classic in all the editions. Basically what it's doing is that you can now set the maximum stack depth of your queuable job. What this feature is telling is that now you have the ability to set a maximum stack depth of your queuable job. Previously the default limit of 5 for the developer and the trial org, but now you have the power to set the limit. You have these methods which you can use, get current queuable stack depth, which will basically tell you what is the depth that you have set, get maximum queuable stack depth, get minimum queuable delay in minutes, and has stack depth. So these are the methods which are in system.async.info class, and you can use that to determine the current and the maximum stack depths and get the minimum queuable delay. And here is a Fibonacci series function that was written as part of the documentation. You can go through that to understand how you can take advantage of this feature. But again, you need to keep in mind that this feature is currently in a beta service. With that, we'll move to the next feature. So the next feature is, this is a very powerful feature and it was pending for a long time. Basically now you can use the set for your iterable interface. You can iterate set and take advantage of all those functions which are only applicable if your data type is iterable. So let's explore that. So what I've done, I have created a very small function called check new features. And what is basically doing, this is a set which I'm initializing the values as A, B, C, D. And here I'm using the string.join function and using the values from letters with an appended with 3 dots. Now, previously this function we could not use on the set because set was not iterable. But right after summer 23 release, we can use join function, and any function which works on an iterable class, iterable data type, can be used with set, because now set is also becoming an iterable data type. So to prove that, let's execute this function in our anonymous Apex. And if I open my one, you can see this is the debug. So all the values A, B, C, D is basically, I'm using the string.join function to join them with 3 dots in between each values of set. So now after summer 23 release, you can take advantage of all the powerful string functions which only works on the iterable data type. With that, we'll move to the next feature. So the next feature is like how you can manage TML exceptions in user mode database operations. This is a very powerful feature, and this feature we should all use in our daily life when we will be writing Apex classes where we will be dealing with database operations. So what this official documentation is telling is that previously when you were doing user mode TML operations, you used to get a security exceptions. But after this summer 23 release, you will be getting the correct TML exception. For example, if you see this code here, they are trying to insert this account as user. So it's a user mode database operation that is happening. So if you want to know what is this user mode database operation, you should check my previous video. It's available in my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, Technical Potpourri, there is a video called how to secure Apex code with user mode database operations. I'll put the link in the description of this video as well as on the top right corner. You should check this out because this is very important and it will make your code more secure when you will be writing all the database operations as user mode. So coming back to this code, basically they're trying to insert this account in a user mode and they're creating a fail statement with this message. And here, this is a catch where exception is being caught. And now here it is doing what it's trying to do is trying to check if the exception.get message contains required field missing, because to create an account, there are some mandatory fields which has to be there. So if those fields are not there, it will show error message like your required fields are missing. So it is checking if the exception message contains this one, then it's true, and then it's trying to find out whether this exception is basically a type of TML exception. Because what this documentation is telling, before summer 23 release, you are not getting TML exceptions, you are getting security exceptions. But right after summer 23 release, you will be getting the correct TML exception. So that's where this statement is all about. It's basically checking the exception type and making sure the type is basically of class TML exceptions. So this is a very powerful feature, and we should put this as a habit when we'll be writing our Apex class where we'll be dealing with TML and DML operations. With that, we'll move to the next feature. So the next feature is like how we can query 5 level of nested parent to child relationship in SOQL query. And this is a very powerful feature, but at the same time, this feature should be used very carefully, because you are basically traversing the entire hierarchy and going 5 levels down to get values in a single SOQL query. As you understand, SQL queries are always very costly. So when you are using that much nested object to fetch data, you have to be careful making sure your query is performing well. So let's see that action in a summer 23 release org. So now, as you can see from the official documentation, is that this feature is available in Classic and Lightning in all the editions, which is good. This feature goes 5 levels down following the parent-child relationship. But the important thing that you need to understand is that this feature is available to SQL queries via the REST and SOAP query calls on the standard and custom object. What does it mean is that if I try to put this code in an Apex class, it will probably not work. So let's try that. So here is my string class, public void check SOQL, and it's basically fetching all the accounts and then if I save and try to deploy, I will get an error message that SQL statement cannot query aggregate relationship for more than 1 level away from the root entity. Here I'm going 5 level away, but here it's telling that you cannot go more than 1 level away. So that's what this document is telling. This is available only in the REST and SOAP query call. So let's see that. So here I am in my workbench, and what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to execute the same query from the REST API. So I have already prepared the query, and here is the query. I'll put it here. But as you can see here, it's basically from accounts to contacts to assets to work order. So it's basically going 5 level downs. Now if I execute this query, I'm getting the result back, and it's telling from this account I can go to contacts. From contacts I can go to records, and these are the 3 records I'm getting. Similarly, this is another account. I can go to the contacts. From contacts I can go to the records. So it's basically telling this feature can only be used in the REST and SOAP query call, but it cannot be used in our direct Apex class. So that's all for today's video. These are my favorite Apex enhancement for summer 23 release. So soon I'll be publishing new videos covering Lightning Web Component and integration platform event new features that are coming up along with summer 23 release. I hope this video is helpful. Please hit the like icon and share, and please subscribe to my channel to get update about all my upcoming videos. Till then, thank you. Bye bye.